So I've been looking into what the majority calls reliability. Whenever it comes to automobile or vehicles. So if you have been observant, you know that recently I've been publishing videos. Pointing out other good cars that do not have Peugeot badges. So, and but what I normally do is, in as much as I'm looking at these cars and you know praising them, and also suggesting that people probably will look at such vehicles in case they don't find Peugeot that will give the same um I won't say service, because cars can provide point A to point B uh, service, but what I mean is people that actually enjoy driving cars. There are cars that are more enjoyable to drive, so those are the things I look out for. So I'm pointing out those cars, but then I also pay attention to some of the peculiar issues these cars have. And from there, I came to the conclusion that I do not find anything so peculiar with Peugeot cars and their issues. The issues people normally complain about Peugeot cars, because I actually took my time. Some people will tell you everything good about a particular car, and then they will intentionally or for some reasons choose to keep out issues those vehicles are known for, or at least they've experienced. So what I do is, when I'm doing this research, this place is very windy. I hope you guys can hear me. So when I'm doing this research, I look at I focus more on the technicians of those brands, the specialists of those brands, not necessarily the normal car users. I look at what those guys are saying. Not even video. I go to, when you go to forums, from you go to some trade. From there, I can tell who is an expert. From when they are talking, you can tell who is an expert in that group. You know or what I mean, an expert, somebody that understands the system, so you can be able to say, okay, pay attention to what such persons are saying. So likewise in videos, so there are mechanics that have YouTube videos. So once in a while they will do kind of a review of a particular car, not necessarily everything about the car, but you just point out, okay, if you are going for this car, expect this and this and this are these issues during your ownership. You might not experience all of them, but this and this. So like I said, I came to a conclusion that most of the things they are pointing out, they are not there are some of the things that Peugeot cars also do experience, not all. Or some of the things that Peugeot cars, issues that Peugeot cars do have, depending on the model of the Peugeot vehicle. They also experience that. They also have those issues. And these are things people complain as if it's only Peugeot that have those issues. If you are to go mechanically, they talk about suspension issues, engine issues, oil consumption. In fact, when it comes to modern cars now, almost every brand, in fact, it's only Peugeot car. Trust me, it's only Peugeot car that actually do not have oil consumption, especially from the 90s till late 2000. 90s to late 2000. In fact, even before 90s, Peugeot cars were never known for oil consumption. What I mean is, of course, the engine is supposed to consume a little bit before the oil is due for change. That's following manufacturer's recommendation. But this other brand, even in the 90s, in the 2000s, they were oil guzzlers. So up to from 2010, 14, thereabout, they all suffer one or not all. Okay, let me not say all. Most of them both the performance ones, the ones that your engines were produced for performance, and the ones that were just normal, 2.0, 1.8, 2.2, 2.4, they were all busy consuming oil. I will use those words, busy consuming oil. Yeah, people make it look as if uh, there's something so bad about Peugeot cars that other brands do not experience. Sure, I know when it comes to Peugeot, once you enter EPC's engines, yeah, they are known for oil consumption. The EPCs, even the non-turbocharged one, that's VTI 120, that particular one suffer the same fate with the THP engine in terms of valve stem cells. They tend to harden over time, and once they harden, oil will start blowing through the valves and start entering inside the combustion chamber, and the consumption will go up. So you start losing oil. Your oil will start to reduce drastically. Every now and then you are topping up. So they also suffer the same thing. Their oil it must their own. Sometimes could even be more. More severe than these other Peugeot EPCs engines. You know, I mean, when you go to now from 2015 upward or thereabout, that most cars now switch to turbocharged engine. Almost all of them, for what I could tell, they all suffer the same or similar issues, not just oil consumption, similar issues. So when you look at it, like, it kind of make you appreciate what you have, honestly. So as good as they are, these ones I'm pointing out, which I will continue to do. I have so many of them. When I'm done or done a research, at least to a certain extent, not completely. I'm not a specialist on this brand, so there know how I know everything about all these cars I'm pointing out. But once I see things, hear from people that know what they are talking about, and say, okay, yeah, at least you don't need to know everything, but what I've gathered here is enough for me to reach this conclusion that I can own this car, I can recommend this car. At least if you can be able to manage this situation or prevent this from happening or be ready for this, and you're okay with that, then you will enjoy the ownership of that vehicle. So yeah, I'm not trying to tell you Peugeot is the best. Not far from that. Far from that. However, for what I've seen, even the other brands, I can't. Based on issues they are also having, I cannot also say they are the best. You can only say, okay, in terms of performance, yeah, you could say, oh, so and so brand are the best when it comes to performance. Even German cars, I was even surprised. Even German cars, their issues are numerous as well. Both the cars, the ones produced in the 2000 and from 2010 to 2020. I don't even see the idea of going beyond 20. Once you exceed 2017 or so, is horrible. When you start, as I'm talking about, as you are looking at all the brands, Toyota, Honda, Peugeot, this, that, from 2017 upward, not all brands, not all their models, but their engines are horrible. You know what? Funny enough, Peugeot was able to fix their own. Peugeot started having issue with all this oil consumption, turbocharged engine issues, and then earlier in the 2000s, as in late 2000, when the other ones were still producing more of naturally aspirated engines. So by 2017 or so, their own turbocharged engine has been, I won't say perfected to a large extent, but at least they've been able to figure out how to prevent, they were able to eliminate most of those issues. These other ones are now experiencing now because they started late. It's not as if they weren't producing turbocharged engines in the 90s or 2000 or to 2007 or so. But they are, it wasn't a primary engine in their vehicles. Majority of engines at that time were natural aspirated, which I prefer till today than turbocharged ones. So what I'm talking about, from when it comes to other brand of cars, from 2017 upward, almost every brand now from that time produce turbocharged engine or forced induction engine. Basically turbocharged, not even supercharged. Supercharged are mostly like muscle cars, what's it called, supercars and the rest. So all those dedicated sports cars. So in that case, yeah, I could say, So I just wanted to point it out in this video to let you guys know. I've seen enough for me to conclude that it's not that bad when it comes to Peugeot. Yeah, issues are there, but the other side, they are not also having it funny as well. As much as you think they are, because when you go online, people always say, "Oh no, this car, I've used it for 300 or 400,000 kilometers, no problem, no issues, going strong." No, people are biased. It's expected and understandable, But then, like I say, talk to technicians. Let them, they will tell you. I mean, these guys are saying those things eventually bring their cars to their workshop, so they know what they do. They know what they fix in these cars that they are saying, "Hey, it's not giving me problem." Of course, they are not the one doing these repairs. They only they will charge them bills and they will pay. So to them, they know what they fix and issues that they have to deal with. Some are actually good. I'm not saying some of those cars gives all the same issues that some tend to last longer. No matter how bad a car is in terms of the system used in producing the car, not everybody will experience all those issues most people are experiencing. As far as those cars are concerned, not everyone. Preventive maintenance can eliminate most of those issues. Okay, so I just wanted to point it out so that before I go back to show you guys all these other cars that are not Peugeot. Once in a while I'll see see, you could tell for many years I've been doing the Peugeot videos, Peugeot. So now I'm going wide, taking it beyond Peugeot so that you guys can see, which I wouldn't mind. I know if you've been following me before now, you by now know that I have plans to also own non-Peugeot cars, not only Peugeot vehicles. I'm a Peugeot freak, but it doesn't mean I don't appreciate other brands that produce, or at least other more vehicles that are not Peugeot, that are also as good as Peugeot, or even better than Peugeot, and that I wouldn't mind to have or own or add to my collection. I'm not necessarily a collector. I just like getting what I want and enjoy driving. So when I get them, I don't see need to sell them. There are people that collect cars because they're just collectors. They don't collect. They don't buy to use. Just collect, keep. Okay, so I'll get back to you guys in another video.